Right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world, whatever time you're watching this video. It's 7 o'clock in the morning, UK time, 7 o'clock on a Sunday morning. Why am I awake? Um, I've got a few jobs today, and I do like to start things early, as you all know, but I am wondering why. I think afternoon naps, I've never had one in life, but today might be the first day. Normally I just get up and crack on, but today I'm a bit, I don't know if I can use the word on YouTube. Anyway, I've got a few jobs to do. I've got the last of my summer plants that I'm planting at the allotment to put out, so it's a bit of a milestone. I'm going to plant out some flowers as well. I'll be honest with you, I'm not into flowers at all, because it just takes up the time of growing food. However, we need bees to pollinate what we're growing, so they're a necessary, I don't want to say necessary evil, but they're a necessary evil. So I'm going to plant some flowers. I went to a nursery and just said what are the best flowers to plant to attract pollinators. I've got some, you probably might have seen my garden clear out video. If you haven't, take a look. There's a part 2 of that coming soon. So I've got some bits to take to the tip, basically, like in terms of garden weeds and all that sort of stuff. I've got to top up my potatoes, which you'll have seen in a video, I think, how I plant my potatoes using the compost from the potted, not the potted plants, the trays, just to start them off, and then I feed that compost. So I'll top up my potatoes, because I plant them in the bottom, put a layer of compost over the top, and then let the shoots grow through that, and then top them up. And as I top them up, I let them grow through. I'll let you see my sweet potato plant, which is coming along very nicely. And what else? I think I'm going to plant out because they're looking like they need to be planted, the cucumber and bits and pieces when I get back here. So it's quite a busy day. I'm bound to forget something. I've got some wood at the allotment that I'm going to chuck away as well. So we'll just and I've got to do it all. It's 7 o'clock now. I've got to do it all by like 9:30 or something, because I've got to go out. My dad fit a gate, so we'll see what we can get done. Let's go. And here is my sweet potato. Needs a bit of water, look. And these are the slips. Oh, lovely. So what I'll do is I'll plant these slips in water until they then get a root system a bit like this. And then once they've got a root system, I plant them in. I'm gonna put them in a bucket, because I don't think it's warm enough for them to go outside. I've never done it outside. I've always done it in buckets. I've always normally done it in quite tall buckets, and the harvest hasn't. I've always got quite skinny, spindly little sweet potatoes, and I'm kind of wondering whether it's because because of what I use, the old composting loose material. I wonder if it's because they've just got that space to grow down. So I'm just going to try planting them in a small squat round tub, and just see if it gives me the bigger potatoes. I'm basically going to give them less space to grow. It'll save on the amount of soil I put in there, I just want to see what happens when they sort of run out of room. Maybe they won't grow anymore, but we'll see what happens. Right, so we are all loaded up with our precious cargo. Hopefully these guys are going to flower. Right, these are salvia. And I bought perennials, which are plants that come back year after year. Now these are Almarera, Abbey White. These are... Almeria Abbey Deep Rose. I just called those Almeria, they're Almira. These I got from the nursery, and this is where I got most of my information about what to buy, actually, at the nursery. This has already started flowering. I've left the other plants, you might have seen them just a minute ago. I've left them in the greenhouse so that the bees can come in there and pollinate all the cucumber and kiwano and melon and stuff that are in the greenhouse. So I've left them there, and this is a scabious warbird. And I think the other plant in the greenhouse, which I got from the nursery, was another one of these. I'm sure it was a salvia plant, but that had flowered and was well on its way, and I've effectively left the plants that are already flowering in the greenhouse and the plants that are yet to fully bloom. I'm taking those to the allotment, because all the stuff that I've planted there are a few flowers, but they haven't started to bloom yet, so I'll wait for these. That was the best scabia I could get from the nursery in terms of what's flowered or not. So as well as that precious cargo, I've got bits of timber from the garden, and there's a few more bits that I'm gonna chuck from the greenhouse. That's actually a pallet chair, or was, and it's a bit worse for wear. And I might make another one, and I might make a video of it, but I might not make a video of it because of my DIY. I've said it before, I'm sure. It's terrible. I watch these videos on YouTube and I see how they do it, and they say it take you 10 minutes and saw this bit off and screw that bit, and it takes 10 minutes, and it's the perfect chair, but it's not. It's like buying a burger from McDonald's and you see what it looks like in the picture, and then this squashed burger comes out. Yeah. Anyway, let's go. So here we are at the plot. Well, I've got a paving slab I brought with me for this bit here, so I can step across. I watered last night. Everything looks fairly decent. As you say, I've put in the spares for bits. Things are starting to flower. My onions are doing alright. Yeah. Oh, and these are the bits of wood that I need to get rid of. Most of it, not all of it, some of it. Now, the reason I've just taken the bits of wood that I'm going to take. This is my, which was kind of left for me, my little area. My shed is going to go over here, which is it's the last thing I'm worried about, if I'm honest, because people here are quite friendly and nice. None of my tools, which I've just kept in over there, have moved or gone missing. So I'm more worried about getting stuff in the ground and sorted out than I am putting a shed up. That's for next year. But I have brought my little stool with me today. And this is my little seating area where I'll sit and at my table and pot plants up, which is why I'm trying to clear this area up a little bit. So I've taken away the bits that I won't use. These little scraps I might use. There's a couple of bits here that are broken. I'll get rid of one or two, and with the ones with the bent nails in, DIY again, I'll get rid of those as well. So that I've actually got somewhere to sit when I come here. I've not been here and sat down for a minute and done anything. Anyway, let's get on with what we came here to do. My plot has got these dividers in, which are brilliant for planting flowers in. I do need to just tidy up the edges here. I need one of those battery powered trimmers actually, but I'm just thinking where I'm going to plant. I'm probably going to plant on the end here, and then I'll probably plant where this was here as well, and then this spot is for my last plant for the season to go into. So let's get crack-a-lacking. As you know, I've had spares, but in terms of what's been growing and what's been sort of damaged by the sun, if you like, I've used up most of my spares already. There's only so long these guys can stay in pots. They need to be out and taking actual nutrients from the ground. He's been in a pot too long. You can see there's a bit of green mould in the top there, possibly you can see it, and his root system has started to die a little bit, so he really needs to get into the ground. It's not big, but that's just where he is in life. I'll give everything a decent feed as well today. Chuck some manure pellets down. But this is it. Oh, water tends to be really mild in the daytime, and then the sun comes out and blazes away. And I've made the mistake of watering in the morning when it's like this, thinking it's not going to get too hot. And I'll show you some of my plants that have suffered really because of that. In terms of like the water on them kind of magnifies the sunlight, which is what has used up a lot of my spares. So I'll show you some of these guys that have been burnt, unfortunately. A bit of burning there. And this is the reason why you'll have heard me say that I watered last night. These are the worst ones. Let's see. So that's one tip, especially in terms of these plants that have these big leaves and photosynthesize so well. You don't really want to water them before it gets really hot, or if you do, water from the base, which I said I would do, and then I said I'd probably forget, didn't I? Right, let's get these flowers in the ground. I must admit I actually enjoyed that. I've got a couple more to plant, but what I might do, because I've actually liked the idea, there was a big weed in there. He had a fantastic root system, you wouldn't believe it. I might actually just buy some smaller, cheaper pot plants, flowers even, and pop them in here, the ones that just last a season, and just plant them in here. I think that's what I'm going to do, and just tidy all of this up. So I need a battery strimmer so that I can string all of that, but I might pull it up. So I was going to plant him in here and realised it goes against my fundamentals of flowers in food spaces. If I'm going to plant anything in that space, I'll plant another strawberry plant. Can't let the flowers get in the way of the food. So this fella that was covered over isn't looking too clever, so I think I'm sure he'll survive actually. Well, I'm not sure he'll survive, so I'm gonna take him up and ooh, look at that. Oh, the bee's gone. I'm gonna take him up and plant that last one in there. And the other great thing about it is you get these nice pots to use next time you're make sure I find the other one. So I should be planting some tomatoes in those next year. So I'm actually done. I'm sitting in my little seating area. Well, I'm not done actually, I'm almost done. This is the best part of the day for me. There's one other person here who's an early bird like me, but you can just sit. Before or after you've done what you need to do, you can just sit in nature for a little bit and listen to the birds and that chirping. I've just got to clean up around the edges of my plot. As you can see, the flowers are in. Over here we'll have a little wander around, I guess. And I'm just going to give everything a quick chicken manure feed. as I say, I'll give everything a quick feed with chicken manure pellets ready for my water later on, and I'll get rid of, there's a few more bits of timber here. Oh, there's another pallet there. Crikey, I didn't know that was mine. That need to go. Let's give everything a feed, shall we? One last job that is fantastic to do in the morning. And I'm pretty close as well. And while that's filling up, I should just go and tidy up those edges. So that is as good as it's going to get today. As I say, I'll compost these up and plant flowers in them now, the little cheaper flowers, just to make it look nice. I literally didn't come to do that. This bit here, I was going to leave because I wasn't sure what this is, but I'm pretty sure it's a weed now that I've got closer. So I'll tidy this bit up, and then perhaps when I come back later to water, if it's needed, depending on how the day is, I'll plonk some flowers in here. Oh, oh, you caught me. Well, it's only 9:30. The shops don't open till 10:30. 2 hours on my knees, scrambling around, weeding, all of those bits and pieces. An old man, I've got to look after myself. Give us a minute and I'll be off. Right, we're going to forget about that little interlude because I need to tell you how hard I've been working all day, all morning even. It's coming up to 10:30. And all the shops are open now. So I was actually going to go to B&Q just to get some cheap flowers for that edging that I was talking about. But a friend of mine has actually opened a cafe, and it's in Selco. Crazy, right? It's called Deanie's in honour of her late mum. So I'm going to pop in there for some food, and the other side of Selco is Wicks. So what I'll do is, all I need a new bloody hand spade thing because I just broke my one this morning at the allotment. So annoying. So all I need is one of those, a bag of compost for my potatoes. I definitely need something else. Oh, and of course with little flowers for the edging. And I think that is about it. What I'll do is load the car up with all the gear for the tip, stop off for some breakfast, go to Wicks, grab the flowers, and just plant these little bits and pieces, and I'm done. On schedule. Can you believe it? You'll come with me. And they're all coming with me. So we are loaded up again. Timber in the back, garden waste and garden waste in the front. And my car takes such a beating. I tell you, they must know me, see me coming at a tip, the amount of times I've been back and forward with this garden waste, but it's got to be done. And I'm done actually. So after this trip, there is more bits and pieces to fill, but I don't need to keep going back and forth. So everything is clear enough for me to then go and plant my cucumbers and kiwano and stuff in the areas that a couple of weeks ago were full of stinger nettles and blackberry bushes. So let's go. So this is Selco, and this is my friend's cat, Dina's cat. I can smell the food. So our kitchen must be here because it's blowing out of that vent. So that's Selco. So I think I'll pop back in there after I go around the corner to, well, it's a longer walk than I thought actually, to Wicks. It's just around here. Oh, I'm not carrying a bag of compost this far. Mate. I might have to rethink this little plan. But I'll carry flowers this far. Or maybe I will. Oh, come on. Be a wimp. The food smells so nice. Whew. It's like a Caribbean stroke calf. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know what I'm going to get, but it was supposed to be breakfast. We'll have to see. Right, we're at Wicks now. There we go, nice and simple. Something like these, I reckon. £3.50. Yeah. It looks like he's in slightly better shape. A few of those have started to flower. £3. Oh, look at this. That's what I don't like to see, but I like to see the tomato plants. Perhaps I'll get one of these as well. Just a couple of different colours. Similar flower, different colour. One of them. One of them. So that's me. So I like to shop quick in and out. wonder if they'll mind if I roll a little basket up the road after I've bought my compost. So that free for a tenner. Simpson just first. Top soil, all-purpose compost. £5.50 deep free. That's what we need. 3 for 20 quid. 3 for 15. Doing my chicken pellets. I should have prepared my soil at the plot, but I didn't because I had that cover over it, which is a shame really. What I normally do is prepare with manure and then plant a couple of weeks later, but the cover came off. And anyway, so let's do what we came here to do, grab a couple of bags of compost. Go for all-purpose. This one's on offer. 18 quid and I'm out of here. So 2 questions. Question number 1 is, considering my car's full already, where am I going to put all this gear now that I've bought it and thought about it? And question number 2 is that security guard going to see me walking off down the road with this trolley? I'll bring it back, but there's no way he hasn't seen me walk off with that. He needs a raise. He needs to be more vigilant. Alright, anyway, if I make it to my car, we'll do a bit of Tetris somehow and get it all in there. Then I've got to come back up the road and bring this trolley back. These people must think I'm crazy. There's always space. The amount of stuff I fit in this car, speakers and all sorts, there's always space. Right, let's get Mr. Wicks back his trolley, get some food. It's been a hard day. It's been a hard day. Not really, no it hasn't. Let's go back up the road with this. don't know, I get some funny looks on that little walk up the road there. But I'd rather that than lug them 2 bags of compost one at a time, and it took half hour. Right, let's get some food. Right, so you know when KFC have the smell of the food, I don't know if you know actually, but KFC, it's one of their ploys. They make the smell of the food, they blow it out the vents so that you smell it and it smells nice and you go there. I was supposed to go in for an egg sandwich, yeah, and bear in mind I'm a vegetarian, so I got my egg sandwich. I'm going to devour that in a minute. Oh, a cup of coffee. I'm a vegetarian. I've only been vegetarian for about 8 years, so I'm going to have to give this, I think I might have to give it to my mum. Come out with jerk chicken, rice and peas. I'm vegetarian, you know. I might, either my mum, I think, yeah, mum might like it. Oh, salad and, salad and coleslaw. Oh. So, they're getting a treat, and I'm having an egg sandwich with a Fanta. So I'll devour this on my way to the tip. Well, I'll devour this now, then I'll go to the tip, I think. And get back home and finish off. So, just my last bits, I think, really, that I've got to do. I've got potatoes to deal with, and I've got these last few bits in here that are looking a bit tired, to be fair, to plant out. These are my greenhouse flowers that attract my bees into here. That's a salvia, and that's, I've forgotten the name of it, but I said it earlier. These are all from the nursery actually. And I'm also, like I said, going to put my sweet potatoes, which are here. These are ready to, I don't necessarily think you have to root them, but that's what I do. These are ready to root on in water. So that is very simple. We just pull one that slips off. Put them in a jar like that and fill them up. I'm going to pull a couple off actually. This one as well. Oh, without getting myself too wet. And this is another big one. And then you just put a bit of water in that, and then these will start to develop roots, and as soon as that's developed I'll plonk them in the soil, and they'll definitely stay in here because of how warm it gets in here. So maybe I'll get a better harvest in here. It will just take up a lot of space, unfortunately. I'll go and quickly show you what I do with my potatoes. I'll go and grab one. So, let's see. As you'll have seen me plant them using the old potted plant waste. Here's a bit more, look. That's what you put in the base of them, my old potted plants, some that failed and what have you. Put them in the base, so that's pretty much what's in here now. I let the potatoes sprout through, and then I'll just put some soil here. Just cover them over again, and they'll grow up through this. I happen to have compost that I'm using to do this, but this compost that I've got here that I'm using tip it out actually. I will reuse it next year. And the idea really is that it's just a growing medium, isn't it? And I will find, sorry I'm talking and you can't hear a word I'm saying properly. It's just a growing medium, and the idea is that I will find something to feed the soil with next year. When I reuse it, the nutrients will be gone, so I just need to re-add the nutrients back into this compost. So just enough soil so that what's in there is covered, and then another inch or so on top, and just let it grow through that, and repeat the process until your bucket is full and the potatoes start growing through. So that's what I do with those. I've still got my cucumbers somewhere here that are looking a bit worse for wear because they've been in here to plant out, so I'll do that. I'll plant my tomatoes out, but I won't necessarily show you that. Oh, and guano. It does get hot in there quickly. So cucumbers are going here, both types, and then my guano are going here. So I'll just I don't want to jinx these guys, but these are the healthiest looking, because they've started off life in a greenhouse. These are the healthiest looking guano I've ever planted. Normally they get really leggy because they're trying to grow, but the stems are really skinny. These guys are actually, because of where they've been, are actually really healthy and strong looking. So I just need to make sure the slugs don't get to them, and make sure they get plenty of water. And I'll tidy this up in the next day or so, because that's where they're growing. Hopefully they'll grow up there. We shall see. Right, onto the cucumber. I've got the two different types. You can see where it gets the sun for most of the day, and I'll try and trim that back behind here. It's so difficult to maintain everywhere. I'm looking at this thinking, how am I planting veg in here? But sorry, that was my fork landed on top of you. All the places it could have landed. Right. So the idea is that they grow up in front of this structure. So I've got some chicken wire that I'll use to help that happen. Put it this way. No, it's not going to work, is it? I'm really going to battle to keep this soil, number one, weeded, but I'm up for the challenge. At the end of the day, I've got the allotment and I've got this to do, so it's hard to do it all. It's almost impossible to do it all, to be fair, but I'll try my best. So these are my lemon cucumbers. They've kind of outgrown the conditions and the pots that they're in, really. That's the situation. So they need to be out here. They need to crack on. There we go. I did manure this soil, but it doesn't look great. But with a bit of TLC to the soil and the plants, he'll be ready to climb very soon. So he'll climb up this baby, and I'll put the others on the inside of this, just here. This greenhouse does give me some healthy looking plants. I'm probably jinxing myself here, but I'm not used to my plants having such a good start. I'm used to, like, it's not a massive root system, it's not great, but look at the plant itself. I'm used to, like, planting them out and hoping for the best. This guy looks like he's going to survive. Eh? He looks like he's got the eye of the tiger, this guy. Last cucumber for the day. Doesn't he look beautiful? Root system is not the best, but like I say, I will keep this soil very well fed and very well watered to give these guys the best chance of surviving. Slug pellets down straight away, and then I'll give them a fantastic drink. This is what I should be doing. This is going to be the hardest to maintain. Just amount of here, this is going to be the most difficult to maintain, just because of the amount of vegetation that around here that's going to attract slugs, and the shading. I might just trim back. I don't know if you can see my fence, but all the vegetation's on the other side of the fence. It's next door basically. So I might just see if I can trim that back. You know, it's not mine. We'll see. Don't know if annoy anybody. But I do want some cucumbers. Oh, that's a decent enough drink. Alright, that's done. Time to light the barbecue.